Oh, here we go. Oh,
nice.
My stomach's already showing. Dang it. I was hoping we'd stand.
Wait a minute.
There we go.
That's beautiful.
Well, it's official. Yeah, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 3 Cents. We are the 3 Cents live here in Mi Familia, one of the Cortez family of restaurants right off of I-10.
Why do I feel like we're in a parade? Like we're the announcers of a parade.
Oh, there might be a parade of
Right?
people
Yeah.
here going by here in just a little bit. I'm Ernie Zuniga. This is Cleto Rodriguez.
Hello,
this is
everybody.
Mike Taylor. We are the 3 Cents, and we are with you for the next hour or so, or however long they'll have us. And it's great to have you along as well.
You're used to wearing headphones. Are you? You don't wear headphones in your stuff.
I'm used to wearing an earpiece.
Oh, yeah.
I had
that's
a little
right.
IFB. I had
So,
the little.
but have you ever paraded? You've done a parade.
I've done a
I'm
number
sure.
of parades, sure.
Was it still the IFB or the headphones?
No, you get the cans, right? Is that what they call them?
Cans,
The cans.
yeah.
You put the cans on with the.
Yeah.
I've done a few parades with
Okay.
these, so
We just want to make him comfortable.
That's right.
He's
Yeah.
a stand-up comic, so he's probably eating up with ADHD,
Yeah,
and he's not. He barely got here on time.
I need. I need to hold the mic. He said I had 2 minutes.
He was
we
in
need
his-
a-
That was
we need
like
a-
10 seconds.
Maybe we need a laugh track to make him feel comfortable.
Yeah, that would be nice. Do y'all have that? No? No
Not
laugh
yet.
track yet?
we can make it happen.
You have something? No? Okay.
Okay. Now we'll
right.
work on that here. Let me-
We're on a budget, folks. This show's on a budget.
Yeah, it's just our first one.
Yeah,
our first
we have
one.
$0 right now on our budget.
Let's see what happens. But it's great to be here. I think we should probably start with a question that we've received a couple of times on social media already is, how did we get here? How did this happen? Because we've known each other collectively over the years. We've worked together at
Yes.
the TV station. I've listened to Mike doing his sports talk for many years.
Same
but,
here.
How is it that the three of us came together to where we're here right now?
I'm unemployed, and I
Good
need
answer.
jobs.
It's a good answer.
Same here. We should have called this instead of 3 cents. Need sense.
So for
Need some
me,
sense.
honestly, when I started hustling and doing the podcast and got out of big boy corporate radio and I started doing shows and then found myself doing them solo, I'm like, well, shit, I need to get some guests. And so I called him and asked him to come on because I knew he too was unemployed.
That's right.
And then he came on, and it was great. And then he was kind enough to invite me to go on his show in the car, the Pickup Line show.
Lines.
And it's like, well, that was fun. That was also less work for me to do, to have someone in the room with me. And then it's like, who else do we know that hustles in town that people know who he is and has like 14 jobs, but none of them are full-time? So we call Cleto.
That'll be me.
That's true. I'm not lying. That's how
that's
this
exactly
happened.
how it
Thank God
happened,
we
yeah.
all kind of like each other. And so I happen to know a cool dude called DJ LG, and here we are.
Thank you, LG. Yes, he lent us this great equipment and everything, and so we're able to do this.
You know, LG, if you can lay off the LBs, I mean, like, can you cover this? I mean, you know,
He doesn't have
I feel
graphics.
like the big guy.
Do we have
the big-
graphics so we can.
I feel like I'm with my kids at the car. You know, it's like.
We should have put you in the middle.
We
I
could have put a
guess.
leaf on the
I'll see
table.
if there's-
I know,
I'll see if there's something
yeah,
I
like
can
a
do next
leaf,
time.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
We need a
little leaf.
tablecloth there so we
A
can hide.
leaf. I need a tree.
Well, don't look at yourself.
We need a tablecloth
See,
so
you're
we can
also-
hide your
he's
chicken legs over
he's
there.
also not used to seeing himself.
That's right.
Back at himself.
Is that me? Oh, yeah, it
That
is
is
me.
you.
Wow.
That is what you look like.
Thanks. I appreciate that. LG putting on the LBs on me.
The camera adds
it's a
pounds
filter.
too, man.
It's got to be a filter.
That's
Sorry,
it.
Ernie. You're trying to get us started.
No,
I'm
no, that's
sorry.
okay.
Go ahead,
no,
Ernie, sorry.
No, so we kind of met. I left in the morning news about 4 months ago. I know you've been gone a little bit longer than that. You left, obviously. You said your corporate radio, and the more we talked, and the more we just kind of broke bread and had coffee and everything, the more it kind of sunk in that we have a lot more in common. At least my takeaway was we have a lot more in common than I originally thought in terms of just where we are in life, career goals, things we'd like to do. I think we all love content creation. I mean, you do it for a living. I think all of us. And now with this technology and the phones and the ability to do things, broadcasting live, it just made sense for the three of us to get together.
Sure, absolutely. Look, man. I don't know if this is going to be a 1-off or a 100 off. I need stuff to do during the day.
We
but I would say this: I would not be sitting here if I didn't think that it could be a cool show, and I hope
Right.
people dig it. They may not. We'll see. I'm also a very realistic person, so I don't like to jinx stuff. I've had good feedback from people I know that found out we were going to do this gag.
Same here.
And so we'll see how it goes. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
I'm happy to be here. Just hope to help the ball club and all the
You do.
cliches.
I tell you, it's been like a little surreal, I guess, since we had the meeting, because it's like everybody that I come in contact with is like, yeah, we're interested in what you guys. The other question I get is, how did y'all three come together? And that was the main thing. You
Well,
know,
I
is how
agree, which
there
is
were like
why-
most 3 different people on this planet come together. And originally we wanted to call
That's a
this,
shot at
what was
me,
it,
by the way.
rocks, paper, scissors, right?
We talked about rock, paper, scissors, kind of like incorporating, rock, paper, scissors.
And I was like, that's perfect.
And then we settled on the 3 cents,
Yep.
kind of, because we'll offer our, 2 cents is typically what I think
Yeah.
people would say. But you were at Spurs Media Day yesterday. You've got life experiences. I've got my stuff at home, and so. Here it's just a round table, if you could, quite literally a round table, just to discuss what is meaningful to us.
We're guys that have been in the media, I guess, or kind of our names have been in the paper a time or two or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like we did know each other, but not really. And this is going to be a cool way. I look forward to getting to know you guys doing this show. I even felt compelled to ask these two 20 minutes ago, are you cool if I say shit? Because I cuss, and I'm a cusser.
No.
However, I was obviously not allowed to say those bad words on iHeart. I did say, damn, hell, ass, things like that all the time.
Right,
And I'm a horrible, gratuitous cusser. And I wanted to make sure that
But
it
you
was
are
cool.
a professional as well.
Thank you, sir. Well,
You
I
are.
see. I worked at ESPN for 6 years when I was a kid, and you could even say but they would get so mad because it's Mickey.
Disney.
It's
So
Disney.
owned by
and Mickey.
Disney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So I'm able to not curse, but I wanted to make sure that y'all were cool with the occasional sentence enhancer as needed. And both of you, of course, were like, well, of course, dude.
Sentence
I almost
enhancer.
felt stupid asking, but
We said F yes.
because here's the thing. No, because I've watched you more than I've hung out with you.
Yeah.
And so you
Same
get
here.
and I have a reverence for news anchors. I'm
Thank you,
Ernie
Mike.
Zuniga live this morning. We're going to cover the big fire. And so I grew up as a kid. This is the reason I'm sitting here too. And a long story, I'll make it short. But I loved sports as a kid, but I loved watching the news. I was a weirdo news junkie. I was a 6-year-old kid that read the newspaper, stem to stern every day.
I get that.
Watched television news, the 10 o'clock news. The great Chip Moody in Dallas, Texas is where I grew up watching all the time. And it's like I was 7. How weird is that?
No,
right?
I didn't. I would not have found that weird at
And
all.
so that being said, I want to make sure that you and I, as we start this show together and we get to know each other, that you don't wind up hating me in 48 hours.
That's
So
not gonna happen.
I have a reverence for both of you, but really him mostly. Cato, sorry, you're just a comedian. He's like a big news anchor guy. So I grew up. It's
Not right
weird.
now.
It's not right now. So I'm going to cuss freely, and you can't get mad.
And on that note, I've been listening to Mike for a long time. When he was in the mornings, then he went to afternoons, I remember it was afternoons and mornings and afternoons again.
Thank you, man.
And what was our producer that we had that was on his show?
Jim Bob.
Jim Bob.
Jim
I've
Bob
been
Brazil.
listening since Jim Bob was on your show.
Yeah, and you're welcome. We had to fire him in order for him to get that job with you guys years and years ago, but he made it work, so it worked out
He
well.
is one of the best in the business.
He
He's
is,
a news
yeah.
director in Corpus Christi, I believe.
Yeah,
now.
he is.
Yeah.
And so a few characters have come out of was it Spoon, right? Brad Wright. Did you work with him?
I did. He was our marketing director,
Okay.
and the vastly underutilized Spoon.
I just love the
he
name.
should have been doing so much more at the ticket when I was there, when he worked with me there years ago.
Yeah.
And he finally just gave up and left and moved and got married. Now he's living in like Kansas or something where some serial killer was recently living, but whatever. Sorry, that was I took that to a weird
That's
spot.
okay.
The point being, yes, I worked with Spoon. He was a good dude. Shout out to him. It's funny because there's all like a little local like mini celebrities in town, right?
Yeah.
Which we all lean on for each other's galas and each other's get-togethers and
Lip sync battles.
Sure, absolutely. Hey man, could you show up and just pretend I have a crowd, stuff like that. And we've always had to kind of do that. But now, and going back to what you said about
Right.
us getting together, I mean, I don't know about you boys, but I'm in the middle of the hustle, bro. I have 7 part-time jobs and no full-time jobs, and I'm looking to do fun, cool things like this, but I need the work, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, let's. We're not sugarcoating anything.
I
here.
love you, but,
this is what we're trying to do, because we talked about, me doing pickup lines and you obviously doing stand up, and you have Mike Taylor Live, our shows and everything. I think it comes down to content creation, like I said, and at the end of the day, at least my attitude is, we're here to be a positive, uplifting, fun, entertaining alternative to all the terrible stuff that you might see on the news sometimes.
For sure, yeah. So we're going to steer clear from like Matamoros beheadings and things like that.
That's the
None
plan.
of that? Okay.
That's the plan.
Well, hey, LG, scratch off that bid idea I had for week 3.
Noted.
Okay. So
because you know me, I'm down with all of it. But this is
I need the gig.
This is the cool part. This is the cool part of us getting to know each other while we're working.
So we established the fact that we're no longer employed.
Right.
I mean, how are you like? What is the biggest withdrawal that you've had so far?
Oh, that's a good one.
You know, what's the biggest withdrawal?
I mean, I think the people. You know, we talked about Spoon, and those are the things that I miss. I mean, I being in the studio for those hours. No, I don't care what anybody says. Getting up at 2:30 in the morning is getting up at 2:30 in the morning. You never get used to that. Mm-hmm. So I haven't slept this well in 20 years. You know,
yeah,
I mean, so the quality of life. I mean, you don't have to be a medical professional to realize I'm probably more healthy than I was back then. But the people. I mean, you know what it's like. You both know what it's like to be in that studio, and that's a unique adrenaline rush. And a dynamic that it's hard to replicate or to find somewhere else, and so I do miss those kinds of things. But
mine's the insurance. I miss the insurance
and the health coverage.
That's the health coverage is what I miss the most.
$20 copay.
So no bull S.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you did there.
There you go.
Thank you.
I had to go out, man. For the first time in my adult life, I did not have a job that provided medical insurance.
Yeah.
There were some people that would tell you that medical insurance is a scam and a fraud. But, I mean, I got kids, so dude, I went out and got Obamacare. I didn't even know how to do that. I'm like, okay. And Obamacare.com is not a real website. I'm like, oh, crap. And okay. I had to go get my own insurance through the freaking government, and I realized quickly, they're going to pay me no cents on the dollar, and so I dropped it. Yeah. I'm rolling without medical insurance right now. I don't have it. I don't have dental, and that's not good because I have periodontal disease. There's fun fact number one about me, and if I don't keep it maintained, it'll go into full-blown gum disease, and I'll get cancer and die before the end of the first season of our new show. So I'm rolling along here with no dental, no medical. We're rolling blue here, man. So we're listing in the ocean here, and I'm just treading water as best I can. And I'm probably going to have to take a full-time job at some point. Just I need the salary and the benefits and such. And I'm never going to. Here's what you asked me what I miss. Not one damn thing. Here's what I love about this life, though. That's not true. But what I like about this life here, I am now in control of the rest of my future. It's not that I won't ever go back and do other radio shows or go do other things. Here's what I've learned, though. I will never give up this. This is too much fun.
It is a lot of fun.
I have too much control on it. The thing I've been doing with LG, Mike Taylor Live plug, we're not going to get rich on it. I'm not going to be able to.
Not yet.
I can't get those teeth that you've got yet. I'm hoping to get dental insurance and do that. Not yet. But I'm not going to give it up. So if like another company wanted me to do a show, that's great, but they're going to have to know that I want to continue to do stuff like this. Because this is honestly the future of what I do, you know. And terrestrial radio stations need to realize that, wow, we need to start handling our radio stations like podcasts.
Yeah.
And there's too much freedom in this, too much. And like I said, we're in control of it all. You know, he and I are partners, and all that money stays with us.
Yeah.
80% don't go to some fool sitting in an office somewhere in New York that I'll never meet. You know,
That's right.
So I'm in control of that. So whether we make $4 a week or $4 million a week, we're in control of this. I'll go do other jobs because this one does not provide medical, but I'm never going to give up doing this.
But
not yet, my friend. Fun. It's all downhill after this.
Well, maybe.
But the days of the in-studio disc jockey or radio personality, the live person, are those going away? Or I mean,
for stations that want to survive into the future, yeah, you better make them go away. They are. You know, I just saw a thing today where and I'm not going to make this about sports all the time. The Charlotte Hornets. You know, everybody in the NBA is now putting a sponsor on right here above their left tit
on the jersey. Yes.
Sorry, the jersey.
Yes.
See, again, I got to.
Sure.
The Charlotte Hornets hired Mr. Beast. Well, no, he didn't hire him. He is sponsoring their jerseys.
Yeah.
Do y'all know who Mr. Beast is?
Of course.
Mr. Beast, the world's most popular influencer, is going to have his patch right here on the Charlotte Hornets jersey.
Wow.
Not some local hack radio station, Mr. Beast. Personalities, influencers, these kinds of people are the future of even like regular radio for those that want to survive.
With that said, if you're like 3 cents on your jersey, let us know.
But he is so rich, he's sponsoring the shirts to promote himself. That's the point. He has the money, and Lord knows what he's paying the Charlotte Hornets. He's paying them to put his name on their shirt.
Can you name one Charlotte Hornet?
Michael Jordan.
No.
Tony Parker. He played for the Hornets some time ago.
Don't say Alonzo Mourning or Larry Johnson. No, I'm talking about my point is
Nando
Mr.
DiColo
Beast is probably the most popular person.
I bet in a year I'll know some Hornets.
Yes, you will.
Because he's going to market the you-know-what out of that organization, throw money into it, make sure that the new ownership that just took over from Michael Jordan actually spins and brings in decent players for once.
Yeah. So, I guess
we're the future. Look at us.
There's a transition in speaking of NBA basketball because the Spurs had media day yesterday.
They did.
And there's only one person on this table who can say they were actually there.
Our very own sports.
Okay. Well, cool.
Mike Taylor.
That's fine. Fine. Call us up 210-395-55. It was cool. Unfortunately, they did not have it at the new place, The Rock.
The Rock.
Have you boys seen? Y'all read about what's in there?
I saw pictures of it.
It's like a spaceship. That thing is so full of modernity. Pop was even joking that he could literally live there.
Oh, wow.
And he's thought about it. He's like, I'm 70-something years old.
Why not?
Why not just live there? Because he lives way the heck down in Southtown, and he doesn't want to make the drive. Anyway.
He lives in Southtown?
He does. He moved.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if he sold the place yet or not, but, he's in Southtown all the time.
Know that.
Yeah,
wow.
he's closer to the arena. So he's older. He didn't want to make that drive. But so they had media day at the old spot. It was the last practice anything Spurs related in the old spot, which was kind of cool, nostalgic.
Wow.
That old building they got there that has all those memories.
Wimby's like, what's this crap?
Yeah, I did not sign up for this one.
That's right.
They had to assure him that he's not going to be there more than a day. No, he's a good kid.
Take
by
me
the
to the
way.
Rock.
That was a good time. Pop was different. I've not been to a Spur. I haven't covered the Spurs in a couple of years because, let's be honest, they sucked. And so I just not had. I was not living here.
How packed was it?
About 100 media members,
bet,
which is about 95,
right?
about 95 more than they had last year for sure.
Yeah.
And it was cool. There was an aura there. There was a fresh air in the building. It was neat. It felt like the glory days again, even though they've not won one game, this new group. But it just felt cool. It felt like the good times are ahead. And Pop came off He came off much older, to be honest with you. Way more mellow, chill, slower moving. Brain power is still there. He's still the same old Pop in the head. But he's more chill. He was very friendly to the English-speaking media. I'll say that. The OG guys like Don Harris and these guys, these old TV OGs and all these long-time paper writers, he was very nice to them and cordial, gave legit answers. And
he had a little bit of the wine before he got out?
Maybe. Made some jokes. He was mean to the French press.
Really?
So there were probably 6 or 7 guys in there that had been sent from French L'Equipe, Marca, all these big-time European media outlets. And it was with them he was an a-hole.
Oh, wow.
Given the one-word answer, no, yes, I don't know what you just said. I have no idea.
Well, they've been covering the team for
Pop.
decades, considering Parker and Boris Diaw and all the French.
But I don't think it's going to be like it was with Tony. This is different. This is their Elvis.
Yeah.
And these guys they've moved here. They've been sent here by their companies to live here and cover that team, cover that kid every day. And so I was thinking, why is Pop being such an a-hole with these French guys? And I thought, this is just my theory. He has to protect his new toy. He doesn't know these new French guys. He can't read French. I'm sure he's going to have people translating everything they write. He needs to make sure, because he doesn't know what these guys' agendas are.
Right.
He needs to protect this brand new toy he just got for Christmas. And so he's going to be a jerk to these French guys to let them know, stay away from my kid, watch what you're saying, right about my guy. That's my theory anyway, because he was a horse's ass to those French guys. But not us. It was different. It was interesting.
Setting the tone.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Very interesting.
Dude, how do you do what you do? I've always thought I was funny. Yeah. No, I always thought I was funny. But it's one thing to be sitting in a bar drinking beer with your homie and drop jokes, to impress your girlfriend or your buddy, or just to be naturally funny. But to have scheduled be funny, at 7:30 we need you to go stand on the stage and hold a mic in front of your face and then be funny. That's different funny, dude.
That's totally different than
I'm just going to jump in real quick just to say this because you know this story. One of the scariest things I've ever done in my life, I did stand up.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
For this guy, for a charity event a few years ago. And I just wanted to jump in just to say, to follow, and to kind of to piggyback off your question because, and I've told you this, people, it's one thing to think you're funny at the bar or at the dinner table or even on TV on a news set. But to get up in front of a live audience and I think I did 5 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
You do a lot longer, obviously. That is like next level. Like, I don't understand how you do that.
Yeah.
It is. It's different. Ever since I was younger, I was always center of attention. Just I was the person at the family get together that made everyone laugh.
Yeah. And
then my family would be like, they wouldn't even want me there. They just wanted me to perform. They didn't even care if I was there.
And they didn't pay you. Let me guess.
No,
they didn't pay you.
They pay me in food. That's it. Like,
hey, mijo, come here, do the fart joke.
Do that one with the duck. Remember? So it's like you kind of.
Hey, stupid! That wasn't funny. I told your aunt you were funny. Shut up. Do it again. All that kind of crap.
Oh, no, speaking of that, I got a lot of that from my mom and aunt. So no matter where I was, oh, my nephew, my mijo knows how to tell. Come here. Tell my bingo ladies the jokes.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like,
listen to this.
Now they put me on the spot, and then I had to go ahead and, make fun of all my uncles, and that was pretty much, in schools, pretty much a class clown. And
shocking.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Go figure. And then, how it all started, I was just, one day, my uncle and aunt saw the Latino Laugh Festival coming to town. Said, you need to go try it out. I said, nah, I'm not going to try it out. And sure enough, they go, yeah, you got to go try it out. And I remember I went and I saw it, and then I said the following year I made it a goal of mine to get on there, and then I did. I got on the Diamonds in the Rough, and I remember we got to meet Carlos Mencia.
Sure.
And I remember Mario Lopez was our host, and we were at the Artisan River Theater, and like nobody was there, and I'm over there telling Mario Lopez, like, boy, my career's hit a
AC
platform,
Slater.
man, let me tell you, yeah. And he's over there like, are we almost done with this gig? I'm going to go back to my hotel kind of thing.
But you started off as a dirty comic, right?
I did. I started out
which is hard for me to believe.
Yeah.
But
I started out as a dirty, filthy comic. And I was raised with Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Carlin. And sure enough, I followed in their footsteps.
They like to curse.
They did, and I was up there. And I remember one time, I think the most cursing I ever done was when I was breaking up with my ex-fiance. And that morning, I was like, that night I had a gig in Dallas. Whatever you do, don't go out of town heartbroken in a car that only plays country music and a headliner trying to be sympathetic. I was like, I heard a song like, I wonder if she's thinking about me. And he's over there, yeah, don't worry about her. She's probably
don't want to do the joke.
She's probably humping like a drunk mule right now. I'm like, oh, you know what? I got it now.
God.
Don't help me out anymore. I'm good. And
but
sure enough,
see, here's the thing. Comics are all half nuts.
That's true.
You are.
You have to be, right?
And a lot of this.
You have to be.
Look, man, I've always gotten the impression that it was the bad parts of your lives that led to the funny on stage.
It's pain.
Kind of therapeutic, but it was your release. You had to have some emotional balance. And so if your personal life's a shit show, you got to be able to escape that, and you get to take a breath, and it's almost like, no offense, it's like church on the stage. This is my sanctuary to get away from that bitch, and I know she's with that dude Hector. You can go up and do that and use that as fuel for comedy. That's why I always figure.
His name was Hector, right?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Too soon?
What happened?
I vetted you before the show today. I knew it was Hector. No, man, isn't that true though? You can take. I know for me as a talk show host, that's been helpful. That you use my negative crap.
That's right.
In a humorous way.
Pain is comedy. I mean, look at rest in peace, but Robin Williams.
Yes.
He was hurting. He was in pain. He was going
Big
through
time.
and he was one of the funniest guys that was on this planet, and nobody knew. Nobody knew what was going on. Comedians hide it really well. We deflect from serious things with our comedy.
Sure.
I mean, funerals, I don't do well at. Matter of fact, my mom's own funeral, my family said, we want you to speak for the family. And I said, that was the worst thing you could have done. Yeah. And I'm like, we're at the Rosary. And I said, if you're here, I'm going to thank, on behalf of the family and myself, thank you for coming to pay your respects to my mom. And we appreciate it. And if she owed you money, you came on the wrong day, Jack. You ain't getting that today.
Did that not go over well with your aunts?
Oh, no. My aunts were like, what is he doing? Everybody afterwards came up to me. Can you do my mom's and my dad's funeral?
Right.
And then my other friend goes, man, if I would have known you were going to do some time, I would have brought more people.
Do a set.
Do a set.
But that's the thing. Everybody expects you to be funny all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess for me, it's just I love being humorous. I love making people laugh. I love just the lighter side. I take the lighter side of life all the time. But it's just when you're around, like for me, like I said, we deflect when it comes to serious things like funerals and deaths and stuff like that, you know,
Yeah.
but and health issues. I mean, I go in and see my aunt, and she's in the ER, and I'm like, come on, you know, you really got to do this right now? I mean, you know, the Bachelor's on, and here we are here at the hospital.
At 3:30.
Yeah, and it's like I do what you can to make her laugh, and you know, and one of my aunts recently, she had a stroke, and I mean I don't mean to laugh.
Supposed to laugh right now?
No, I didn't mean to laugh, but she was
stroke, right?
She was telling me that my arm went this way, and I said, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, and I go, well, don't hug me with the bad arm, hug me with the good, and then I'm just like going like constantly, and she knows that's me, and knowing, and she just laughs. And I do it because I want to make her laugh. I want to take her mind off of all the stuff that she's going to be going through and dealing with right now. And then, you know, that helps. It soothes. And it's like laughter is like a medicine.
Well,
and
see,
it's
that's
true.
cool because a lot of comics, though, you find out that they're not like you off the stage. They're total a-holes. They have nothing but wreck marriages. They use a lot of drugs.
You know what? That's right.
And like they're if you hung out with like, oh man, how cool it'd be to hang out with Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
You may hang out with him like, that guy's a scumbag.
He set himself on fire. Like that's
freebasing.
He literally set himself on fire.
Yeah, while freebasing, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like these are not humans I want to hang out with, but just be more funny,
Yeah, yeah.
You're different because you're probably always funny anyway, and your personal life's not in the dumper, I don't think.
No.
And I think probably we turned into his psychiatry hour. I get the impression. Yeah. I get the impression that your faith helps you stay sane and not go crazy like Dave Chappelle moved to Africa for 2 years and turned down $50 million television deals.
Yes. I have not been approached by any Illuminati or anything like that. So
right.
Kind of glad. Haven't hit that level yet.
Yeah. Well, it'd be cool to be able to turn down $50 million jobs, though, wouldn't it?
That'd be a great
Right about
problem.
now.
Yeah.
Knowing
Probably going to say yes.
after today, I'd probably say, I don't think I'd turn down anything right about now. I wouldn't even turn that down. I would take it on the
that's
chin.
us, dude. What are you doing here with your pretty shirt?
Well, no,
Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yes, that's us in a nutshell. We're two
The
goofball
Diet Dr. Pepper.
idiots.
Let me reset here because it's the bottom of the hour. This is a 3 cents for those of you who might just be joining us right now. This is our premiere. You see what I did there? This is our premiere episode.
I am so glad you're here because you do save the show.
There's no commercial.
Thank you.
Bring it around.
There's no commercial
We're not
breaks
tossing
here.
the weather.
Ernie.
No, we're not tossing the weather.
No.
Ernie Zuniga, Cleto Rodriguez, Mike Taylor. Why am I here? Well, I mean, I walked away from morning news about 4 months ago, and just decided, as I said at the time, to take to bet on myself, right? And probably one of the most difficult decisions
I'm going to say, it's got to be, was that a hard decision there?
It was very difficult, and I dearly miss the good people that are there. You know who I'm talking about. But
Carlos.
Photographer. No, it was
know who he's not talking about either.
No. But no. It was time
For reals.
For reals. Thank you.
Sorry.
Got jokes.
For
Got
more, here's Ernie.
No, it was just time to try something different. But this is one of the things that I want to do. I tried to, 2 years ago, I tried to launch a game show. Mm-hmm. I've always been a game show fan.
Okay.
That's a long, boring story for another day, but it crashed in a spectacular crash and burn. It didn't happen. And so, but the point is, I've been sitting on these ideas for a long time, doing something similar like this. Pickup Lines, which is the show that I do in my car, I'd been doing already for 5 years. And so these are things that are just passion projects of mine that I've been wanting to do. And you know this. You were the first person that kind of reached out to me. I'll never forget. I was painting I was painting our bathroom in our bedroom on a Saturday. And you called me and you said, long story short, you need to do something with your social media following and build that. And that was the next Monday. I was on your show. Soon after that, I was on his show. And then we got the ball rolling on, okay, wait, we can do this, and somebody might give me a check for this?
Yeah.
But you can look at it that way. I also choose to look at it this way. We're blessed, having been collectively in this market for decades on the air, radio, TV, etc. We have these platforms, right? And if I can use my platform to elevate a small business, I mean, you do this with a lot of restaurants, and you do that with your sponsors as well. If we can do that, I mean, there's value there.
Oh yeah,
there's value there, and so that's in part what we're doing here today with 3 cents. And so
we get caught up in our little bubbles. Like honestly, I didn't know you were doing pickup lines till this year.
Yeah,
and now I hear you're doing it 5 years.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while now.
I would probably guess you have. We've been vetting you two, me and Lawrence. You have over 20,000 Facebook friends. I would guess 19,000 of them have no clue who I am. And half of them are looking here today and go, who's that idiot? Get his ass out of there. I want to hear Ernie.
But I recognize his voice.
Why does
his
he
voice
keep
sounds familiar.
No, we get in our little careers, our little bubbles, and I think we forget how big this city is.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's so many people that, for one person that recognizes me, literally 500,000 don't. But collectively,
your whole fan base, Thunderdome, is
yeah.
huge.
No, I've got a hardcore following, but outside of them, I don't know. Well, this is
you got Thunderdome, you got the viewers. I got Bingo Ladies. I mean, this is what I
don't care. And if I can get 5 of your Bingo Ladies to think that this guy's cool with Cleto, I don't mind that.
Well, you do now.
Correct. Well, we'll
and that's
see.
the numbers.
We're going to find out. We're about to find out how many people want to hear
How we doing,
the
LG? How we doing over there?
Don't tell him.
Yeah,
it's probably not as much as we want.
I mean, if it's below, just wink twice.
We got about 77.
Hey, I'll take that.
I'll take that.
Hey, don't forget to share the video, because we talked about this. A lot of you, I mean, not everybody can jump on Facebook for an hour at 2 in the afternoon on a Tuesday.
I'm going jogging right after this. I kid you not. This is ridiculous.
No.
This is ridiculous.
Walking's just as effective.
Well, the weather's about to cool down allegedly in San Antonio,
but I'm going to walk after my enchilada.
Right after we eat, we're going to go walk to the parking lot.
No, I mean, I'm not worried about. I would like to. Yes, I'm trying to siphon off some of your. Came off. We're like he's just trying to steal their viewers and quit. No, I think we all three can collectively help each other.
No, I think,
and it starts today, and we got to build it. We're literally, even though we're who we are. My point about the city being so huge and no one really knows us versus those that do. This is a chance for us to collaborate and make it something that's decent, and lean on guys that I know they're going to put the work in.
Here's one thing that I think that makes it, and this may come off as a little arrogant or self-centered, but I think all three of us at one point have put ourselves out there in the public before with different things, obviously with your COVID situation that you were very public about, and I think it comes down to relatability. I mean, I think we are comfortable in our own skin. We know who we are, and we can even realize, like you said earlier, we might come across to some people as three of the most different people in this entire market, and yet we had the foresight to come together today and realize we might have something here, and if we can help somebody or entertain you for an hour, again, there's some value in that.
And we're all crying out for help, too. We just need it. And throw me a bone, bro. No, that's not true. There's lots of people in this town that would like to do this show.
But we
chose each other for reasons.
Seriously, I have some friends of mine that I told them I was doing. They saw
school board bitches.
They saw that we were going to be doing, and they're like, "Can I get on this?" And I'm like, "Well,
no.
we kind of
not yet.
We're trying to figure this one out first." Yeah. But I knew when we came across this, and I remember telling my wife, I said, "You understand that when you take something that you've been working on, and then you collaborate with two other guys that have been doing the same thing, like you said, it's now our part of building this brand, our brand now, 3 cents, and just kind of going from here. This is the starting point, guys. That you're part of history right now. You're part of history right now. Where's the camera? You're part of history right now. So
remember when
this is it. Remember when? Because this is gonna. I have without a doubt.
It's like the Beatles on Sullivan and this.
That's right.
Is exactly.
That's right. We're still looking for Ringo. So.
I'm happy that you feel that confident in this.
I do. I feel really confident in it.
Yeah, because I've become a cynic over the years, just being in broadcasting.
Right.
Being in radio, you become a bit of a cynic.
No.
And so I'm glad to hear that you. I don't think we're going to suck. I'll say that. But I've learned to don't expect anything. Just have fun with it. Just do
yeah,
a thing.
exactly. I think if we be ourselves, just be ourselves. And
yeah, and it's like, what are the goals of this? I don't know. Right now, I don't even know what they are. I think this is cool. I think it's a cool thing that we have an outlet. We can take advantage of it, and we don't have a boss. No one assigned us to come here. We all just decided to do this, and it has just as much power as any television show, I think, in town or radio show in town, for sure.
What did your wife think about this show?
She thought it was great. She thought it was. I had told her, that the day you called when I was painting, and then I came literally to Mi Familia and sat with you, and I had my notepad and I was writing, and I said, "How do you do?" And this is how you do this. And then soon after that, I met with Mike, and I remember leaving that Starbucks that day. I think I might have called Tammy on the way home. And I was like, "This is unbelievable!" Like, this guy and I, it's almost scary how many similarities we have in terms of just kind of where we are right now with our career, and we both have twins, and we both have this, and there's different things. It's like, my gosh, like, you think you know somebody, and then you have that proverbial. I tell people, in the last 4 months since I left TV, I haven't had more coffees. I've had more coffees in the last 4 months. Let's meet for coffee. Let's grab a coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, I've grabbed more coffees in the last 4 months than I have in the last 20 years. But they're great because you can sit and you just learn, and I kind of feel like this is what this is. You're getting a little insight into some people who might have thought they knew me or you or Mike, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that they were experiencing this, or that he, and so.
Ask me the same question I asked you right now.
What did your wife think about?
This is crap. I couldn't believe it. She
I'm
right
sorry.
to my face.
Tell her I quit. Tell her I won't be a part of it. If it saves your marriage, I'll quit today.
She said, she goes, Mike Taylor, the one you listen to on the radio? I go, yep, Mike Taylor. And Ernie. And you. And I go, yeah. Really? I go, yeah. I go, so what are y'all going to talk about? I have no idea. I have no idea.
Probably ourselves, baby.
We couldn't hire a producer yet, so that's why.
Exactly.
Right.
There's no scripts, babe, on this. We just go.
No teleprompter.
We kind of just throw it out there. So.
So
Is she calling you right now?
No, that's
she's like,
Roman.
This is crap. Is this what she's watching?
No,
It is crap.
She was on when we did the Zoom meeting. She was really pumped up about it. Like she really
I could tell.
She felt the excitement, from myself and everybody on there, really coming together and finding out, making this happen, making this a reality. So
I mean, let's be honest. I think all three of us are blessed with significant others that get it, and Tammy's been through my ups and downs in sports and mornings and nights, and Lynette with your comedy and everything. And so, I mean, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a significant part of why I'm able to do this, and she's allowed me to enjoy the career that I've had.
Oh, I'm crazy lucky. There's this girl that continues to let me hang out with her, and she's the bomb. And so it's like, I didn't need to sell any. I didn't need to sell any of this to Nina. I mean, it's because I'm usually the funniest guy in the room, unless I'm with you. But I'm usually the smartest and the funniest person in the room. Usually, well, at least the funniest. With her, I'm never the funniest person in the room. I'm never the smart. And God knows, she is so funny. She's just so naturally funny and down to earth and cool. And I honestly I could be picking up trash or doing this. She does not care. She's cool. You happy, baby? Go for it. And she loves you too, by the way.
No, and we
if
love
she
her
didn't
too.
like y'all, she'd have been like, well,
But how many times have the wives or the Nina come up with either they have a knack for coming up with great ideas, or they'll tell you, yeah, this is not good, or don't go that way.
Nina should be in my chair with y'all, not me. She's just naturally born gifted when it comes to this kind of stuff, and really her ideas.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how many ideas she's given me, just in the year and a half we've been dating.
Yeah.
I love her, but I'm glad to have her in my life because she's an excellent producer. I like her and stuff, don't get me wrong. She always has cool ideas for the stuff I do, or the things we're going to do. I mean, she just it just comes naturally to her. She
wears
really
so many different hats, too.
She is, dude. I cannot. It's ridiculous.
On top of the mom hat.
Going back to going back to how big the city is. I thought I had Thunderdomers that would recognize me, dude. We can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Every day, every time we go anywhere, oh, Nina, I knew your dad, I knew your mom, Durans, La Prensa, Nina, I'm you run Kens. she knows every single human being too. It's like,
Yep.
baby, I met this guy. Oh yeah, he's been working at there for 4 years, and he was the vice president of this company before that. How do you even? Are there 7 of you just scattered out the city, and you're learning all these people? So anyway, there was no pitch needed for this. She's just like, go for it.
My wife gets spotted now through Facebook and through. Like, she gets spotted, like, aren't you Cleto's wife? Like, at HEB and stuff. And like,
oh, that's funny.
That's crazy. I'm like, well, like, when's your next gig, babe? Let me go support you.
Sure.
Let me support you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, shout out to my lady.
Yeah. No, we're blessed.
She's gonna be, and you know, she's also humble. One more time, she's gonna be mad I even got into this at all.
Okay.
She hates this stuff because she's so just cool and doesn't care about this kind of stuff, even though she's good at it. She'll be like, quit mentioning me on your show, because she just doesn't need it. She doesn't care.
Well,
about
it's good to
She's not like me. She doesn't need to be told how cool she is all the time.
But it's awesome seeing how happy you are on Facebook.
Thank you,
when you post those
Thank
pics
you, dude. I
of y'all,
appreciate
both
that.
of y'all.
Hopefully you didn't just jinx me and I'm out.
I know.
No, I appreciate that. I
Thanks
do.
a lot, Cleto. No. Way to ruin a moment, Cleto.
I'm sorry. No, here's the thing. I have to make her happy because she's so beloved in this town. If I don't make it work with Nina, I'm going to have to move again.
You have to leave.
Yeah. You screwed up with her.
Hey, where's Mike living now? Shirts? What?
Yeah.
It could further than that.
No, back to Dallas, you
Dallas.
weirdo. Yeah.
Go back to Dallas.
Absolutely. Even though I'm not from there, I'm from Fort Worth, but same thing. They don't.
Yeah.
I see.
Same difference.
TCU.
Yeah, TCU, born and raised in Fort Worth, but I moved here in 2007. My twins are
Horned
from
Frogs,
here.
Horned Frogs, is that what it is?
Horned Frog,
Yeah.
yeah. We played for the Natty last year.
I feel like I know Mike more than Mike knows himself, probably.
Maybe. Let's not talk about the championship game, score, how it went. We went to the title game last year.
Second base, was it? Second base, you were second baseman?
I played second base in high school. Listen,
I didn't even know that.
I'm telling you, I've been a fan of Mike's for a long time.
Thank you, Holmes. I appreciate that.
A long time.
Wow.
I'm just, here's
Deep cut there.
Let's get deeper since you asked how'd I get here. I got really lucky, and a guy named Peter Bolger hired me.
Okay.
I was the third choice to take this radio gig at the Ticket in 2007. 2 people turned it down, and they just – should we call this asshole from Dallas? this guy who works for the Maverick station, and I guess he'll take less money. So I got the job third.
Time was a charm,
and I had to come down here to make it work. I knew it's funny because in a lot of ways what I'm doing now is the second time in my career that I've taken a leap of faith and bet on myself, to use what you said. I just decided, you know what, I need to do this. I need to go to San Antonio, a place that doesn't know who the heck I am, and see if I can build a show from scratch in a city that has no clue who I am, especially coming from the Mavericks flagship station. If I can make that work, then maybe I can do this for a living.
You did a great job.
Thank you, dude. And so I've just come in and tried to be genuine and be funny and be real, and it's hard. And
you know when
it's worked out, and I'm happy.
When you first tune into something, it's like either like them or you don't. And from the get-go.
Like today's show, we better do well.
Let me see how we're doing.
Don't look. It freaks me out.
And I can tell you what I know about Ernie.
Oh, wow.
Astros fan, Victoria, and dresses up like Easter Bunny.
Correct.
Whoa, I was rolling. Everything was cool to that last part.
Well, it's complicated.
It's a traditional thing he does every year.
I will tell you earlier, LG told me this morning, do we know a lot about Ernie? Because I've been looking at his history. He's kind of a weirdo.
Yeah, that's correct. That is correct.
That's a word I never thought I'd hear with Ernie in it. I never thought I'd ever hear that.
That's not exactly how it went. That's
not
exactly what I said.
Kind of, mostly. I'm paraphrasing.
You meant to say awesome, but it came out as
exactly.
Yeah,
Are we sure this guy's gonna? So what's this rabbit suit?
No, with the Easter Bunny thing. So
Easter.
Yeah,
Easter Bunny.
I dress up as an Easter
for
Bunny
the kids.
So my parents were raised in Del Rio. Okay. And so Easter, orale for sure.
That's a real Mexican town.
So Easter is probably the biggest, most widely celebrated holiday in the Zuniga family. Mm-hmm. And it's a long story, but in 1949, it was literally the year my dad was born.
I can't tell my history from 1985.
No. Well, I only know because my dad was born in 1940. There were 4 families in Del Rio, and in the poorest part of Del Rio, in the neighborhood.
Is there a good part of Del Rio?
Well,
where the Julio's is.
Where the Julio's chips is.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. They started this tradition where they had it. Thank you. Yes.
That's the Mike Taylor flair right there.
First drop.
That's it right
Fight
there.
through that.
They know I'm gonna.
It's going to start happening more.
We started a tradition where we had an Easter picnic for these 4 families, which started in '49.
Okay.
And fast forward many years later, when the budget got a little bit bigger and the families got bigger, they spent money, bought an Easter bunny costume, and because it was the poorest part of town, on the Saturday, the Easter Saturday, in 5 in the afternoon or whatever, it was my dad at the time would dress up and hand out candy to these poor kids who probably this is the most candy that they've received all year long. And then after 10, 15 years, my dad decided to stop doing it, and me being Ernie Jr., the Easter Bunny costume got handed to me.
See, that's a
and
beautiful.
so that was me every year until the darn coronavirus took it away in 2020.
See, here I am making jokes about it, and you give me this story. Oh, now I feel like a jackass.
Doesn't seem so weird after all, does
No,
it?
actually, it's really beautiful. And
It's a very nice.
Ernie's going to have good seats in heaven.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
hope I have a decent seat.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't get back to Del Rio as often, but I have a lot of childhood memories there from just going there as a kid and everything.
So,
and
what's the Victoria connection?
So my parents, after my parents got married and then moved to Victoria, 'cause my dad worked for DuPont, the chemical plant over there outside of Victoria for 30 years.
Okay.
That's where they moved and settled and had myself and my brother and sister.
My family was in the chemical business, too, but it wasn't.
Was it DuPont? It wasn't
DuPont.
Was
No,
it? Wasn't those chemicals? Okay.
It was just punt.
Yeah, they didn't make Stainmaster carpet and stuff, is what you're saying. Okay.
They sniffed the things that you used on the stage.
No, I'm picking up what you're throwing down. So so yes, I was born and raised in Victoria.
Okay, you were
And then-
born in Victoria.
Correct.
I
correct.
see.
Born and raised in Victoria, and then left and got here in '99.
Okay.
After I graduated from college, you guys will appreciate this. I made 100 VCR tapes of my reel back in December of '98.
Yeah.
Took the giant box to the post office, licked about 400 envelopes, resumes and everything, and I sent them to the top 20 markets in 25 markets, 4 to each of the top 25 markets in the country, including all of them in San Antonio, because I grew up watching Kens. In Victoria, you could get Kens, I think KSAT. So I grew up watching like Greg Simmons and Chris Maru and Dan Cook. I knew who all of them were.
I'm Chris Maru, and I carry my balls around in a wheelbarrow. Sorry.
I don't remember that catchphrase, but okay.
Don't
So
you remember the billboard on the south side? It was Chris with a wheelbarrow walking like that.
you have to enlighten me later.
I'm gonna keep you from getting another television
No,
job,
no.
probably.
I mean,
And we're canceled already.
yes, let me check. No, but anyway, ultimately, Chuck McAtinnick.
Sure.
Chuck
Chuck.
McAtinnick. Got a call from Chuck McAtinnick. I said, "Come on up to San Antonio," and
Wow.
the rest is history. I
Good
got
grief.
hired in April of '99, which of course was 2 months before the Spurs won their first championship.
Did Chuck have white hair then?
Probably had a little bit coming in.
He looks like a dude that went white early.
I think
Yeah.
he did.
Like
I think
Steve
he
Martin.
did. But he's
Yeah.
one of the coolest guys I've ever known.
sure.
He had that goatee.
Yeah.
And he went through a phase where he wore sleeveless suits like Cedric the Entertainer, if you remember. Was
Oh,
it the
yeah,
Kings of
yeah.
Comedy or whatever.
Yeah,
Chuck
yeah.
McAtinnick's one of my favorite people on earth. But he was one of the first people that I met, in all seriousness, where he had 3 young children at the time. They're all grown adults now. But that you could be a successful sportscaster and have a great marriage and raise beautiful kids and keep it all together. And 'cause, we work these crazy schedules and everything. And so he's always been a mentor and a great friend of mine.
I think, and I can't speak for you. I don't know where you are right now in your life. We've been joking about your career bottoming out, which I feel bad about. We're just goofing. I don't know. He may have another Netflix special. I'm at Rock Evan bottom.
He's the only one here that's been on Netflix and
I know.
Amazon.
I have
We'll
two,
probably ever
two-
be
I
on
have
there.
2 Amazon specials
Yes,
right now.
so it's okay.
So, working on the third
I
one
don't
now.
mean to come off like your career's in the turlet. We're just in between. We're in between gigs though, so it's like
and then took a little hiatus with 9 years of news. So
Doing-
yeah.
Where's Cleto?
where's Cleto?
So you asked me about when I first got this gig. I took a leap of faith. I felt like, and I've been using this analogy because it sounds cool. I'm like the rapper who's selling his mixtapes out of his trunk. You had to hustle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like
MC Hammer.
I'm back there again.
Yeah.
I have
That's what
decided
it feels like.
I've nuked my radio career to try to get something else that might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And maybe it's another radio station. Maybe it's these podcasts. Maybe it's both. I don't know. Maybe it's I work at PetSmart in a year. I don't know. No offense to PetSmart.
No, I mean, that's...
I'm selling mixtapes out of the trunk again. but I'm older, wiser, rode hard, and hopefully I'll be able to handle this phase of the selling the mixtapes better than I did the first time, and won't come back here again because I'm 48.
Yeah,
and I can't be 68. I'm starting over again. This is the last start over I get. So we're just gonna do what it does.
Make it count.
Around the corner.
Yeah.
Make it count. So you said you're working on another special?
Working on another special right now, trying to get it all together and doing, comedy shows. Now I'm producing. Now I'm the old guy.
You do it here.
Now I'm the old guy. So, yeah, here at Mi Familia at the Rim. And, we do every other Wednesday. We do a show here. I got a special show next Thursday. Got Dennis Gaxiola from L.A. coming in doing a special show on that Thursday. So, y'all need to come check him out. He's
but those
hilarious.
are a lot of fun because you set it up. Is it literally in this room?
Mm-hmm. It's right here in this room.
Yeah,
and you pack the place, and then people have dinner and drinks and get a show.
Dinner and a show. I mean, I like that whole intimate feel of, stand-up. Don't get me wrong. I love theaters, too. But it's just something about that intimate, right in your face. They're right there with you, and you get that, that laughter right off the bat. And, I mean, I had a show recently about a few weeks ago at my friend's club up there in Padre Island. He's got a resort that he's got a club in there that he does stand-up. And I went over there, and I remember I was told that I was old. I was like an old comic. And that just ticked me off so bad that I said,
Would you do jokes about Cleto and Rubik's Cubes?
No, just being older, like old guy. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay. Old. And all the way driving down there, it's like, 5 hours, 4 hours. I'm just driving like, I'm just ticked. And I'm like, told my wife, you might want to videotape this one here because I'm going to go off. Sure enough, it was retro 25-year-old Cleto just up there, just bam.
Dirty
bam,
Cleto?
bam. Not dirty Cleto, but it was just bam, 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 just constant. I had a lady just literally tell me, stop. I can't breathe, stop. And I'm like, that was the best compliment I had right there.
Right.
And I was like, how's that for old?
Duly noted.
Yeah.
Be
So
mean to Cleto and his job performance is free.
right.
Yeah, that's a good switch.
That's right.
All right.
I mean,
Okay.
that's all
We
good.
should be insulting him here.
Funny you say that, dude. I am not kidding you, you old bastard. So this morning I'm getting ready to go do the Mike Taylor live show. I knew I was excited about this show, and I'm like, all right, this is. I had a little groove. I felt that feeling that you feel sometimes, and I used to feel when I was a kid to do this thing, and I'm thinking, but the thing is, it's like, okay, cool, we're going to evolve this, but you are not a young dude. I'm 48. I'm talking to myself. You're not.
Oh, yeah.
So what I would say is I still have to be my age, but try to make it work in this new age. You know what I mean? I don't think our show's for 20-year-old female girls on TikTok, is it? We're trying to bring the old folks along, which is why we're streaming on your Facebook page today.
Right now, I'm trying to get Taylor Swift to watch this show. Then we can get some likes and some follows.
That's fine. That's
Whatever.
cool. Whatever. I don't care who watches it, but I try to stay in my lane, but be the cool older guy, the cool Gen Xer, not the pervy one that tries to act like he's 22. The cool uncle guy
in
who
the
gets
skinny jeans.
No.
Yeah, not that. You
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
see skinny jeans. You'll have old school references, but I also think that there's enough people now that have finally found the internets and YouTube and Twitter that will watch our show even if they may not be young
That's
and cool
right,
and hipsters. You know what I mean?
San Antonio is such a legacy market, though. When they latch, whether it's TV or radio or whatever, when they find that anchor man or woman or that newspaper reporter or the radio person, I mean, they stick with them wherever they go.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you guys know this. And so, we've been blessed that even though we've left our respective places, that I think for the most part the audiences have followed us, or at least mildly interested in what we're doing, so that when we come to you with something like this, I mean, there are some people watching us.
A walk to the car with a brown box highly motivates you to go ahead and
there's that too,
and be creative
Yeah,
new ways.
and if it fails, that's cool too because people like to watch self-destruction online.
right.
So it's fine.
Right. That's right.
If it fails, they'll know it. Sure, because let's say, hey, have you seen that guy on TV? He got a DWI last year. Oh, okay, cool. I'll watch his newscasts because he got a DWI last year. It's very intimate. It's not like New York where there's 500 news anchors. I learned this quickly when I first moved here gosh, 16 years ago, if you love this city, it will love you por vida.
Yeah,
if you fall in love with this town, you're
Yep.
in. You may not, hey, you're in. And so you mentioned Thunderdome. Dude, I don't know how many of them are watching this or will watch this later on. I built up a following.
You did.
And they dig the show, and I love that, and I appreciate that. And I get goofy. I don't want to get too deep on it, but I'm thankful, man, because they've stuck with me, and I've made a lot of changes on my career. I've moved a lot. Mm-hmm. Who is able to do a stupid radio show on AM on a niche station that gets Mexican bleed through every night at 6? You can't even hardly hear me because the signal's so shitty. And they still put up with the show anyway. I got to move to Green Bay. Green Bay? I thought that was the end of the career, and they stayed. I am going to move to Victoria. I lived in Victoria.
You did live in Victoria.
Which was odd. What a crazy, weird place that was.
It's a different place.
I was just kidding. It's fine. But they stuck with me. Oh, you're going to move to Hawaii? I thought surely that was the end of the career. No, they've stuck with me. So I want to show my respect to them today for those that have tuned in, because it's me. And, we'll see how it goes. And I'm just meandering now and trying to think of the right words. But it's hard because that really means a lot to me. It's hard to put into perspective what my people mean to me. So
Amen.
And now it's time.
Absolutely.
But you got to make changes. You can't be afraid to try new things, and that's what we're doing. So.
Well, I think I've always considered myself
Thank you, Thunderdome.
Thunderdomer from like hanging in the back.
Come here and
from
kiss
afar.
me, son
Yeah.
of a bitch. Come over here. Come over here. It's fine.
From afar, really, and it's like you kind of. The only time I would not listen to Mike, and I'll be totally honest, is when my kids were in the car. Because I didn't know what was going to come out of his mouth, and I'll be like,
it's like this new show they won't watch.
So it's like, they'll be like, oh, what does that mean? Oh, don't worry, donkeys. I don't know about something about donkeys. I remember one time something about donkeys, and I remember I was going to text you.
Donkeys have 5 legs, Daddy? No, just that one he talked about. Stuff like that.
We lost.
Yeah.
Oh,
God, I'm sorry. I apologize. It's not for you. You shouldn't. Only a good dad does not let let their kid listen. I'm glad to hear you're a decent father.
One time.
You don't leave it on. Most do.
One time I was driving. I kid you not, and I was listening to classic rock. You remember, what was it, 104.5? Remember when
KZEP
was
or whatever, yeah.
I was listening to that, and then my kids were real little.
R.I.P.
And
KZEP.
my son, he's in the back seat, and I remember we were bringing him from T-ball, and I was going to take him home, and then we were listening, and I was listening to KZEP. All of a sudden I hear blinded by the light, wrapped up like a dude. I'm like, oh, hey.
It's Deuce.
And I had to look it up again, and I was like, oh, my gosh. And he's like, wrapped up like a dude. Like, oh, God, let me change this song. Because Mama was in the car, and that was like a long ride.
Yes.
I have had a dad email me.
Thank you, Manfred Man.
Manfred Man.
There was a 6-year-old who got suspended for 2 days. 6 years old, suspended him.
Like first grade?
What is that? Yes, they got suspended because he told the teacher, "You're an ass whip," in class. Dad listens to me every single morning. The teacher had to imagine how funny that was, and the dad's trying not to laugh when the principal's saying, "Your son said, quote, lady, you're an ass whip," end of quote. And this poor dad's just trying not to lose it. We'll talk to Johnny when he gets home. And they suspended the kid. It's insane.
Wow.
But then you'll have the scenarios where, like Sunday, we were doing a show at a bar, The Ringer. We were doing a cowboy show. A guy walks in named, I'm sorry, I forgot, but I'll look at it. I promise I'm not lying. He comes in, and he's got these 2 young women with him in their 20s. And he wanted them to meet me because they've been listening to me because of their father making them since they were 6 and 8 years old, respectively.
Oh, wow.
Now they're 21 and 23 or whatever. That's cool. I will hear from time to time this is how I get around all the cussing and all the obnoxious behavior, because I'll also get letters from like a kid. Hey, I'm about to graduate from Texas A&M. Just wanted to say congratulations on your move or good luck on your podcast. Yeah. My father, we lost my dad 2 years ago, and I grew up listening to you with my father. That's how we bonded in the morning, listening to you on the way school
Wow.
every day, and I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to respond to those kinds of things. So for every one of those, and believe me, I've heard from business owners, I'm not going to do any business with your show because my grandkids can't hear it. Well, hey, dumbass, it's not for your grandkid.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's okay. And I get the show is what it is. You either like it or you hate it or you don't care about it. And I never want to do business with someone who would be uncomfortable doing business with me anyway. You know, they shouldn't.
Right.
They shouldn't do that.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
You get that. I get now out and about HEB. I got this the other day. Cleto, you're alive. Wow. Who knew? I was like, and I'm looking at him like, sorry to disappoint you, sir.
Wow.
Like, he goes, I know I didn't do a follow-up. I was like, oh, I get that a lot
He just
now.
reads the headlines. You didn't read the article.
Oh,
That's it. That's it.
he's very much alive.
Yeah, very much alive.
What are we
so.
going to do on this show every week?
I don't know.
We're just going to be about San Antonio stuff?
I mean, we should
can talk
probably
about-
ask them what they want.
That's a
What
good
they want to
question.
see.
This first show, I think we're honestly, literally, y'all, we're getting to know each other.
I mean,
as
we're
we-
literally
as
an
we
hour
speak.
in right now. It's an
Really?
hour.
Okay.
It's 3 o'clock.
I had somebody. I mean, we've had.
I got to go let my dogs out at some point
Yeah. No, I
before
gotta
they
pick
get
up
out and maul the
gotta
neighbor.
Pick up my kids from school.
I'm ass whipped to no end right now. There's that word again.
There it is.
Well, I want to talk about stuff in our town too. You know,
Oh, yeah,
I know y'all want to
absolutely.
blow up and be all global. I just want to keep it poodle. No, did you see where the dude died? He got mauled by the dog.
No.
Again, we've had 2 people killed by
Wow.
dogs in this town. Poor Ernie's like, dude, I don't want to talk about the news. Are you kidding me? I did that on my own. No, I'm a news junkie. We have a horrible. I feel like Bob Barker. Spay and neuter your animals. Dude, we have
some Sarah McLachlan in the
There
background.
are too many irresponsible grown folks in this town. It's one thing to let your kid listen to Mike Taylor, but it's another thing when you shouldn't have a pit bulldog if you
Yeah.
don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
a Staffordshire Terrier. Those are sweet little dogs and get a bad reputation because most people that have them are just, oh, it's gonna be cool. I got a pit bull. I look like a hard ass. And meanwhile, you don't know what you're doing, and this dog winds up being mean, and then he mauls to death your neighbor. 2 people have been murdered now by dogs in this town. I don't know why I brought that up. It got into my head because I'm really upset about this. Because our dog got attacked a couple of months ago by a neighbor's dog because he let his dog out in our.
What kind of dog you have?
I don't know. He's busted. He is toe up from the flow up, Cleto. He's a summit dog. Some of this, some of that, some of that, and some of this. He's a mutt. He doesn't even have a
What's
shape.
his name? What's his name?
Sinatra.
Sinatra.
And he's got 2 different colored eyes. One's real piercing blue, and one's all gacho. But then he's got this real pretty blue eye. And so she named him Sinatra, and he did because he's got this blue eye.
Oh,
blue eye, not
Oh,
eyes.
blue eye.
Oh, blue eye.
Oh, blue eye.
He doesn't even have a shape. He's all lumpy or something. I have to show you some pictures of our dogo. But no, he got attacked because my dumbass neighbor let the dog. He's let him run out and go potty.
Yeah.
Without a leash, free roaming. What are you doing? And of course, I'm walking my dog, and he attacks my dog. My dog's all bloody. $2,000 worth of surgery to save this old mutt. Yeah, I don't know. I thought about my dog. Wow. It's an example of San Antonio topics. We got to stop this rampant irresponsibility when it comes to dog ownership in this town. We must.
Yes.
We must. That's it. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I just needed a rant about dogs.
No, well, that's fine. But that's what this is. This is a free forum for us to, you can probably tell we didn't plan this. We're no
LG, we
scripts
knocked
here.
off. Uh-oh, did we get fired? Look at that. Come fix the thing, Holmes. We've got the monitor messed up.
monitor-
Yeah, y'all will find with me I'm extremely informal.
And
I
no way,
apologize.
Mike.
It's a
No,
strength
you're
and
kidding.
a weakness, and I apologize.
Yeah, no.
I'm happy to have production meetings and go over content, have a list and all that. Because if we don't have that, I can't guarantee much.
You have any pets?
We had a pandemic dog, Devin. During the pandemic,
That's right. It's
because if you remember in 2020,
Pandemic dog.
they call them pandemic pups.
Okay.
People who adopted, there was a run on adoptions because
okay.
everybody was stuck home all day.
Oh, yeah.
And
comfort animal.
my kids had been begging for a dog. We've had cats for a long time. A cat. They begged.
what are your cats' names?
So the first cat we had was Max, because we found him at the TV station on Super Bowl Sunday in 2000 and named him after Maximo Sports. And then the second cat was Katie, who my daughter quite literally smuggled in her jacket from my in-laws' house one December after I told her we couldn't have a cat. And my in-laws live out in the country with cats and animals and cows and chickens, and she smuggled the kitten in her jacket.
Oh, man.
Next thing you know, we have another cat. So they named her Katy Purry.
Katy
Nice.
Purry.
So
I
Katy
love it.
Purry.
Okay.
And then in 2020, they've been asking for a dog. My oldest put together a PowerPoint presentation
I
on the
remember that.
benefits of dog
Yes.
ownership. And while I was on the
It's
air,
your son, right?
Wow.
my daughter did
Oh,
it.
your daughter did. Okay.
Wow.
While I was on the
Future
air trying to
mayor
do
of
the
the city.
news at 7 in the morning, I think it might have been this phone would be lit up constantly with photo. It was, speaking of Sarah McLachlan.
Yep.
It was photos of
Oh my
dogs
God.
up for adoption, and and I'm trying to do a live telecast, and
I hate that commercial.
but with the Sarah McLachlan, yeah, no, it's
I'm trying to watch baseball. I ain't got time for these tears.
It's disturbing. It is disturbing.
Yeah.
But we couldn't find a dog in San Antonio because the wait lists were so long, and you couldn't find one.
Right.
And so
Don't you hate that though? You get the cancer commercial, dude. It's game 5, a tie game, and I'm drunk off my ass. I don't want. All I was saying, hey, my uncle, he had emphysema, and he lost his jaw, and so you got to make sure you don't want to be talking around the thing in your neck. So I'm like, I don't ill-placed commercials, dude. No, they drive me nuts. Anyway, and I love Sarah McLachlan, but it ruined it for me because I get in the arms of the angel while I'm 3 beers into a Spurs game.
and we
horse
named him
crap.
Devin. There
And
you go.
they named him Devin. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, it's fine. Those commercials. I'm sorry that worked out like that. You clearly have no control on your own house, by the way.
No, not when it comes to animals. I don't. No, and they're always asking for more because we've had hamsters and gerbils
Yeah.
and turtles and cats and dogs and fish, and now we're at the one dog and the one cat right now, and they're able to get along. So that's enough.
Remember years ago, you watch baseball ever?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was the World Series some years ago. Now, we've all been affected by cancer. It's horrible. I lost my grandmother who raised me to cancer. I'm not insensitive to cancer. I don't make a lot of cancer jokes. However, here we are in the middle of the World Series, right? And it's like the 7th inning. And how sloshed are you by the 7th inning? And that's when they did the bit. Everybody stands up. Baseball's so hokey this way. Everyone stood up with a card.
Stand up to cancer.
And you had to put a name of someone you've lost. That's beautiful. Not in the middle of the World Series, man. Seriously, I mean, I thought it was stupid.
Oh my goodness.
But I thought it was dumb. Have that on Sunday during regular programming.
Yeah.
Not during. It's a way to get your attention, and it
but
set
the
me
NFL
off.
does it now, with their
I know.
crucial catch. It's all pink
Of course,
for October.
I
for
know.
breast cancer
Which,
awareness.
But by the way, that's just because they know there's a bunch of dudes watching and they want to think about boobs. It's the only reason the NFL does that. For every person that dies of breast cancer in this country, 50,000 die of heart disease.
Well, no, yeah.
Where's the heart? Why are we wearing the color orange during the month of November in the NFL? F that. Let's save the tig-o bitties. That's just pure
I see what
NFL
you're
marketing.
saying.
They don't care about breast cancer. I'm very cynical about pro sports leagues.
Okay.
And because just admit what you are. You're a business about making money off dudes.
Multi-billion-dollar business.
Fine. That's cool. Stay that. Don't pretend you care about injuries and breast cancer and this kind of thing. That's one of my pet peeves. Being
I can see that.
disingenuous.
So I have 2 dogs.
And take care of your
And 2
dogs.
cats.
Sorry, you better not let it out of the yard either. What are your dogs' names?
Rocky and Apollo.
Okay.
And then
very
I have
good.
and the girl dog we gave to my mother-in-law, Adrian. Adrian.
Yeah,
and
I
then-
kinda figured that.
And then we have 2 cats, Seaweed and Mango.
We've got 2 dogs. One of its name is Mango.
Yeah.
So we have a
Mango.
Sinatra and a Mango.
Nice.
Oh, how's it going?
Oh, my goodness.
And I know you gave away the female dog.
We did give away because she was chatty. Yeah.
Yeah. Only one person could be chatty in your household.
That's
and
right.
it's you.
That's right. Ken,
Oh, look at the time.
look at the time. Boy, look at that. That's
Seems
You wanted to get into talk shows.
yeah. Whose idea was this? Seems like a reasonable time to.
Okay,
It's
no.
ran out of battery over
I
here.
think that we need to, I don't know, how do y'all want to do this? I can go 4 hours a day or 4 minutes a week. I don't know. We have to figure this out. I think it's beautiful. We're starting off with a jar of clay, and we don't really know what it's going to do.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
like in the Ghost, right? With the Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze.
Honestly,
We're just-
I just need money. If they said, hey, man, that's right. And
You just see a penny.
and I'm willing to do a lot. to make.
We got to get you that
Just
insurance,
saying.
man. We got to get you
We
some
got-
coverage.
I
Gotta
hear
get you
ya.
some coverage.
I
At
hear
this point, I would talk about eating tripas every week, all for an hour, if it meant that somebody had sponsors. Or I would talk about racing cats.
Well, that's a good point.
Or
I mean,
milking them. I
if
don't
they're-
care.
if
Whatever
they're
the topics
watching
are.
right now, we need, and if you would like to sponsor this show,
Right.
Here we
you
go.
know, this is it right here.
Here
This
comes the
is
sell.
This
I've
is the
got
plug.
kids.
This is where you want to come in and say, "Hey, I want to support."
If you like
these
what you
guys.
saw today.
That's right. For $49.99.
That's right. I got 2 CPSs sending me mail. The electric company, and they want to take my kids. I need your help.
11 cents a day. I know. I get it. Oh, my God.
2 CPS.
God bless
2 CPS.
Hey, well, you know it's bad when you got 2 CPSs that send you
That
letters.
is funny.
Not good, Holmes.
Oh my gosh.
We need help, and I it is what it is. I mean,
So we got to.
you asked for money. You're the pitch man. You're the anchor.
Well, listen, like I said, if you like what you saw, no, we want to continue to do this. I think you can see.
If we make money, great. If not, let's just do it. It's fun.
We love the content creation. I think you can see we enjoy each other's company, and we've got a nice audience. We got to go home and we got to break down the analytics and see
right.
Okay.
how we did. But in all seriousness, a lot of you will be watching this on the replay.
Yeah.
So please share this on your platforms again if you liked
Yeah.
it. Don't forget, what do the kids say? Smash that subscribe button on
Smash
YouTube.
it, yeah.
Smash it.
Apologies to the Cortez family, Cleto, if I messed it up for you today.
Yeah, are we good to come back tomorrow?
Next Wednesday, we'll be at Traders Village doing the stand-up comedy show. I'm sorry.
In the corn maze.
No offense to Traders Village. I love Traders Village. I support the Cortezes.
We're at Eisenhower Flea Market, everybody. Because,
we're at Bussey's.
We're bussing.
Boosies.
I'm sorry, you're
Oh
trying to
my
wrap
gosh.
up. My
All right.
bad.
This
Okay.
is the producer's telling me to wrap. No,
Sorry, my bad.
Thank y'all so much for being with us.
Thank you.
This has been the 3 Cents, our premiere, first
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
episode.
I like it.
So we'll see where it goes from here.
Save this one.
For Mike Taylor,
Thank you, man.
for Cleto Rodriguez, I'm
Thank you,
Ernie
boys.
Zuniga.
Bye, guys.
Thank y'all so much for your love and support. We'll see you next time.